Good morning. Good morning. Okay. So let's talk about how to grow your channel. And today we have some examples that were submitted from one of our Facebook members here. So let's take a look at these thumbnails. So, thumbnails, we want to talk about what's the story we're telling in the thumbnail itself and what emotion are we supposed to get in the thumbnail. Um, I know we talked about in the last session, like doing more before and after so we can showcase what you're trying to show from like the before side, not so good, to the after side, good. Now, I do want to say we want to not use like picture art like this because it's a lot less emotional for the person. Like it doesn't really have a lot of like connection with a person, right? If you see this, like if you actually see a kid, like their eyes looking out, you know, there's more of a connection there versus this. I'm not quite sure what's happening. I'm assuming it's something going on with their brain, the way they think. I'm looking at the title over here. Breakthrough chiropractic care transforms child daily life. Okay, but let me look at them, right? If I could see them, see their eyes, it'd be a little bit more of a connection that way versus this. Another thing I see a lot from your thumbnails, you just put the word chiropractic in there. I would rather just like look at the images instead of seeing the word chiropractic in there. Okay. So let's work on that. And then the before and after, let's just move it to the top here, and then let's have like a line to separate or something. That way we can just focus on whatever the image is. But let's change these images. Do you have actual images of those children? I know you can't really show them so much, right? If there are like rules and regulations, but like what can you show from them to be able to showcase it in the thumbnail, right? Or maybe it's a different kid who isn't like the actual child that was went through this, but have their picture go from like not looking so good to looking better, right? So we can have that before and after. This one's a little bit better because we have people, like these are actual people on here, so we can see who they are. But at the same time, I would zoom in more on them so we can see what's happening. Thumbnails are going to be very small in different places you show them on YouTube. They're going to be very small. So the way this is here, these images are going to be small, right? Again, I would get rid of the chiropractic, just like focus on the images and then zoom in more on them so we can see them more and then put these up here. Okay, we want to be able to look at them. And the way these are, like, look at the entire thumbnail and look how much space these people take, right? Very little space, very little space here, very little space here. We want to make them larger and especially showcase what area. Like, I'm not sure what is it, their back, is it their leg, what happened, right? Um, yeah, then I could read this, but that's what I want. Like, maybe before he had the golf club and not so good, looking at it sad, but now he's out there playing. Okay, yeah, this one, same thing. It's just a random, like a picture image, and then the other little smaller images there. Um, I would put like if it's you, put yourself in there, so that way we have a person to see, and then we can look at the actual images of. Then you can put them like bigger, brighter, something to connect to, right? I would put like actual images instead of like this graphics. Put actual images of like something that you're thinking about, right? If it's like a sunset, right? Sunrise, you walking on the beach, like let's showcase those images. Now, remember, we need to make sure they're large so we can see them because right here they're going to be very, very small. They're going to be hard to see already. These are small right now. And then when you zoom them out, because the thumbnail is basically the thumbnail is going to be like this size right here, all those images are going to look very small. Right now, I have them here larger on my screen, but they're going to be very small. Mom surprising emotional gains from chiropractic. Right. So what does she do? Is she connecting? Is she moving around now? Is she out? Is she working out? Like what are the different emotional things that we see that are happening to her? Like, like what in her body, what is she feeling? What's she doing? Okay, the sound of hope chiropractic adjustment restores hearing in deaf children. Okay. At least you're there, which is great. So at least we can see you and see what's happening. Um, yes, I know with the children, you might not be able to show them, so that's like the best alternative. I would still make you larger so we can see you, and then maybe the restored, put it all the way at the top, so that way you can be larger and we can still see the year. We see you larger. We put the restored all the way at the top, and we can see the word there. Okay, and then have a different color or background of this because you have like blue, dark blue, and then this is blue too. It's kind of doesn't really pop. So put it here, and then if you are doing blue, do a background color it so that way the blue can pop. Let me show you an example. I think we talked about this last time, like the before and after, right? Like this one right here is a great example. You're showing an image before, and the thing to notice here is the contrast of one color and the other color, right? So we can see that red color bad, red color is bad. So now the red color is smaller on the other image, so that means it's good. And then the word out there, tumor's gone, and you can see it's yellow with black. So it pops, right? So it stands out. So it's not the same color, right? The background of some of those pictures are black and the text is black, but he used that yellow background. So that makes it pop. Same thing with some of these images, like the more we can see the actual things, the better. You see how much more detail that one is showing like more of an actual image versus the other flat images like this one. And same thing with this, it's not, I like just looking at it without reading the title, I'm not quite sure. Quality of life, is that because they're older? Is that because they're dealing with like ailments, like something's wrong? Do they have autoimmune disease? So it's like, what is it that's wrong? And then what's the transformation that happened? What's the before and what's the after, right? So it's a little bit harder to tell here what it might be. So yeah, I'm not quite sure um how to change it. I would just, start a new one, start a brand new one, and put the breakthrough. Like if you are showing before and after, what happened? Like how are they better? What's the before? What's the after? And then, if it's like the chiropractic, then maybe show them getting better. I think you have another image here. Same thing. So this is similar to the one that like Owen has here. Like this one, right? You see how he put them there? He zoomed in larger, and then it has that contrast in color. Like put these up here higher, get rid of this chiropractic, and then some contrast. Where's like red? Like I know this is brighter, make this brighter, or maybe even like a bluish color. And then this is like less bluish color, right? So it's darker. So this is more normal. Is that what we're going for? Yeah. Start over on this one. Why this patient's heart and lung functions improved with chiropractic adjustments. Right. So if it's like they're on the left, they're getting adjustments, they can't breathe, and now on the right, they're running. Like the before and after that way. Because these art things, like nobody's connecting with that. If you just see them, like I understand you're doing like red and green, but it's just almost like there's no connection. I'm looking at that, I'm not quite sure. If I didn't even see the green, I wouldn't even know this is like supposed to be like bad. I'm just looking at the lines here, right? And we talked about it before and after. Put them up higher, and then get rid of that word. See, this is a little better with the images, so we can see what the images are, but I'm not quite sure. Like this one has these little dots here and circles, and then this one is just bright. So I guess bright is better than these circles, right? So what's the before and what's the after? What are we trying to say? So it ends his struggles, but I'm not quite sure how it's ending. Like less, I guess, less circles, right? Like what is it that it's ending? And then again, get rid of the word chiropractic here. I think that's the last one. Yeah. So biggest thing is get rid of these pictures here. Try to use more real pictures. Get rid of these little picture art stuff. Get rid of that. Get rid of the chiropractic picture art. These are good. I just highlight them better. You know, red, not red. What are you moving to? I think he has a couple other videos like that. See, like this part's nothing there, but on the other, I hate that it plays. Nothing's there, but oh, look at this giant circle over here. Let me talk about this giant circle. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to post this in the Facebook group. Let me know if you have any questions on that. And then I'll see everybody on the next one.